Hello, and welcome back to my smart channel. For this video, I'm going to be mainly just talking about some of my stuff in my collection of old stuff. I'm going to try to make it a decent length, and it's just going to be mainly talking and probably not much visual stuff except for just the stuff being on screen. So if you just want to relax to my voice and me rambling about random stuff and about like all the old stuff I have, well, not all the old stuff, about one or two things of each of my my collections of old stuff, then hopefully you'll enjoy this video. Now I want to say something. I was originally planning on making a video last week, but I ended up getting sick with whatever seems to be going around. But I know like 3 people that were sick with pretty much the exact same thing, so I'm guessing I have the exact same thing. But now that I'm better, here I am. Now, for this video, I'm going to have my paws off, just because I don't want my paws to be getting dirty with some of the stuff that may have grease on it or something like that. And also, these things have some parts that I don't want to risk pinching my fur and getting my fur caught in it. Now, to actually start with the video, first thing I'm going to be talking about is my most recent thing in my collection, which I got last Sunday. And that's this right here, this is a 16mm projector. It's my first 16mm projector I've got. I have about 6 8mm projectors. This is made by a company called Excel, if you could read that. Yeah. And there's not all that much information about these online. Though I know the company, after World War II, the company was bought out by another company and made stuff under another name. So this is from sometime in the 1930s. That's really all I know. But for this, you would put your film on probably the top one here, which I currently don't have any film. I'm waiting for one to arrive, but that's not supposed to arrive till March since it's coming from Europe. And you would bring it down here through this and down into this thing here. Let me scoot forward a little bit. Down into this thing here, across the little thing where the light comes out, and down through this one into the other one. Now, this is a silent projector, but they do make sound projectors in 16mm, but they're all newer than this one. And I don't really have much to say about this one, because like I said, there's not that much information about it online. Anyway, now for the next one. Now of course there's going to be a bit of edits whenever I'm switching out different things, because there's probably going to be noises of me putting stuff down and stuff like that. Now for this next one, I'm going to get this one over with. I say that because it's like 30 pounds. Now for this next one, I'm going to move this down a bit. Now this one does have a bit of a story to it, this exact one. This is, as you were about to find out, this is a sewing machine. Now let me find where I could put the top part. Now this is all, besides this sewing machine, the case is all made out of wood. Here's your little button you press with your foot. Here's the sewing machine itself. Now for this one, it's made by a company called New Home, as you can see on it. There's a bit of information about it, but this Fox isn't very good at doing things, because I forgot to look it up to remind myself. But all I know is this company existed. I think they still actually, I'm not sure. I'm a professional, I promise. But either way, this one was made likely in 1934. The serial numbers online go up to about 1,000 below the serial number, and that's 1933. So I'm guessing this was probably made 1934 and 1935. Now it would have a little wheel here, but I took that off because another sewing machine, I have the one on's broken, so I took that one off and put it on this. But you know what I mean. Now, of course, I'm not going to be really moving it because it's still all threaded up with a little scrap piece of. Now, well, this one, like I said, does have a bit of a story to it. This one I bought from a place called, I could say it because it doesn't exist anymore. A place called Sledworks. Now, Sledworks was an antique store that was made out of an old sled factory that I used to go with my dad and occasionally my grandma to growing up. So it was like growing up was always my favorite antique store because big antique store, a bunch of old stuff, and they had an old 1960s bar and they actually made food you'd buy, and they had an arcade of all 1950s, 1960s arcade machines, and it was just like my little young me absolutely loved it. But about, I think it was last year or the year before, the people that own it started having some issues where they needed to like make repairs, and because the owner had the shop for like the past like few decades, they kind of just wanted to retire, so they retired and had a big closing down sale where they, like I said, I think it was the year before, last December, the last of December, I mean. Apologize, I must be very rusty when it comes to making videos. They closed down, and then as for the foreseeable future, they're closed down forever, which is really upsetting. Like I said, I have a lot of very fond memories there. But I bought this there, and then one other thing that I think it was a sewing machine. I think it was a typewriter, but I don't remember which typewriter it was. I have quite a few. I'm only going to be showing one typewriter because I might be showing the latest one, because this thing is already too heavy. But yeah, now for this one you'd either put your little thing of thread on, I believe, the back one, run it down across here, get a better view, across here, down here, into this thing, up through, and you can see where the thread goes, and down through there. Now, whenever I was looking at it like last year, I found inside of it, see, it flips open and there's like all the internals and stuff like that. Inside of it there was a little piece of paper. Now I don't know where the piece of paper went, but I might, if I can find an image of it, I'll put it on the screen, but I do remember that it said something like, it had the date, which was something around the lines of 5/17 or something, 1992. And it said about there being a broken needle, like little handwritten note from 1992 saying about a broken needle and all that. So it was like a little bit of history on this thing. Now I can do this. I'm kind of spin it, but I don't think it's going to really make any noises, so I'm not going to bother. Now if I flip this around, I can be careful I don't give myself a splinter, because that would suck. Alright. Now right here, you have the hand wheel, of course. This little thing, which would be what you use for putting your little bobbin. And then right here is the button. You would adjust this, and you would adjust how much, like how many threads you want. I can turn this, you can see. There'd be like, there's numbers on it. I can't really read the numbers, but you might be able to. Go like this. And then pressing down is reverse. I think that's pretty much it for this one. First thing, this one. Now let me put this thing back because it's very heavy, like I said. None of this is in any sort of particular order. I'm just kind of going in some order of the heaviest ones to first, because so I can get them with. That's the only typewriter I'm having in this video. At some point, I would like to make a video that's entirely just sound with this typewriter, because it does have a very nice sound to it. Now let me take the lid off. Might be a little bit loud. Maybe not. A little bit, I might have to edit that out. Now, here's the actual typewriter itself. Now, this one is from 1969, I believe. It's missing a little cover here, but it doesn't need that to work. I'm gonna make some typing on it. This is like one of my favorite to type with because it just sounds very good. But yeah, now this one doesn't have much story to it. Only real story I could say is this was made by a company called Royal, which is very well known for making typewriters. Royal, sorry, you know I have trouble with stuff like that. But anyway, it's called a Royal Signet. Now this I don't get how I got like this, but the keys are pretty yellow. That's how it was when I got it. I bought this from the Goodwill. Like a year or two ago. And not all that much story about it, like I said. This one does work. Like, it does type, it's fully functional. So, I would like to make a video about it at some point. I can just make a few more sounds with it. So you do something like this. I'm not sure exactly how long this video is going to be. It just depends how long it's going to take me to talk about everything. Alright, put this one back now. You know, quite fairly short part of it, but it's not all much to say about it. Now this next one is a camera. I have about 3 cameras I'm going to be showing you. I have quite a few cameras, but I'm only going to be showing a couple of them. This came with this nice little case. You can't really see it. Let's look holding it up for you. Right. It's a lot harder than you think to do this with one hand. Now here's the camera. Now this one was made in the 60s. I don't think there's serial numbers on it, sadly. It's a Polaroid land camera 800. It takes film that they don't make anymore, and then they haven't made since the 1990s. If I open up the back here, you'll be able to see where you could kind of be able to see some of where the film would be right here. I'll try to open this up without being too loud. That's in the back little compartment where you would put the film. Now I don't know exactly how you put it in, because I didn't really bother to memorize it, because you can't get film for it anymore. And here you can see the bellows. Sorry, it's warm in here. And I'm talking a lot. Let me close this. And again, try not to be super loud. Okay. Now to open up the camera itself. Press that little button. And pull it open. Oh, well, that was loud. Now for this part, it's kind of difficult to do. So I'll try to do it so you can see it, and so I can see it to open it. There's a little button you press, and you pull it. I said you pull it. It's kind of getting stuck. Oh, here it comes. I'm looking. That's all the way. Was it not gonna pull it up, but I thought it was gonna be loud, but I forgot it wasn't. Now, on this side, there's the old knob, and this is how you adjust your focus. See that moving, going back. Now I'm gonna see. I don't think you'll be able to really see this, but you just kind of see. Yeah. Like you probably won't be able to see that, but I highly doubt you can see that. But I tried. Now you hold it like this, put a hand in here, hold on to it. You look into it, and you look into the one. It says range. You look into it, look at whatever you're taking the photo of, and move this until you'll be seeing double looking through it, and move it until that double image goes to 1. And once you're ready, take a photo. Let's try it, so hopefully it won't be too loud for you. Say cheese. Now, again, I don't know exactly when they made this. I just remember they made it from I think late 50s to the early 60s, somewhere around there. Now, in this case, I do have a few other things, like a big flash. It's a big flash. This takes a really big battery that they don't really make anymore, because of course they don't. And you put it in here, and whenever you take the photo, it would have a flash. I can't show this because I don't have a working battery for it, and plus it'd be very bright for your eyes, so I don't want to hurt your eyes. Especially if you're trying to just relax to me rambling about certain stuff. Just gotta remember how to put it back in the thing. Good enough. Now for the difficult part, and that's closing this. Not actually. It's not too difficult. Just press this in. Not sure if that's making any noises. Time to close this. You press these two down and close it. Use my nose. Yeah. And there you go. Then you put it back in the case. And then in 1 second, let me put it back in the case. Now this next thing very well might be the oldest thing I have in the collection for today. There it is. I'm not sure if any of you can have any idea what this is. This is a telephone. One from the 1910s. It's missing a little mouthpiece that would be here. I still have to find one to replace it. And here's all this cord that would go to a box in your wall, which I also don't have. Now this predates the whole dial system here. That you have like a little dial. The later models have that. This one doesn't. In order to call someone, and to show a little demonstration, put it here. In order to call someone, pick this up, and it will take you to you listen to a person on a switch box, and you put this up to your ear, and you talk through the one, and you talk to that person, and they would get you connected to the person that you want to call. Now it really makes you super glad you could just dial your own number and call it nowadays. But back then, this is all they had to do. And once you're done talking to them, put it back on the thing. Some sound to them. Alright. As you can tell, this is made by a company called Kellogg from somewhere in the 1910s, likely maybe 1910s, early 1920s. Because in 1919 they started switching them with ones out of the dial. So this is before that. On the bottom there's not that much to show. This entire thing is made out of Bakelite, which is old plastic. Well, actually not the entire thing. This is made out of Bakelite, that's Bakelite, that's metal. And I think that's Bakelite too. You can see into this. It doesn't look much like a microphone because there's just metal. There's just metal here. But that metal would vibrate, I guess, and that's how you would talk to people. I'm already starting to get low on objects, so it's apparently shorter than I thought it was going to be, so I might have to slow down. Or add a few more objects. Put this down. Now this thing was going to be fairly awkward to hold. This is one of the few ones that I absolutely know works because I've used it before. This right here is an old vacuum tube radio. Now at some point I do want to buy an AM transmitter so I could play stuff from my phone through this, because I want to record a video of it. There's like one song in particular I want to play through this for reasons, but I'm going to wait until April to do it. Now, there's a lot of dust on the top, so I'm going to refrain from touching the top of it. Now this one is made from a company called Zenith. And this was made in 1942. It is a model 5D611 or 6D611. 5D. It says it right on the back of it. Now for this, you plug it in. You wait a few minutes for it to warm up. In fact, I might actually do that. I'll just make sure it's not too loud. Or you might not see it because I might have to edit entirely out, but we'll see. I just like the sound of it, and maybe you all too. 1 second. Now this is one of these things that I really wish there was a way to be able to see what things this thing's played or heard. Because this was made in 1942, so this very well could have played the announcement of World War II ending. Who knows what all the things this thing has seen. Now when I first got it, this was completely foggy and you couldn't see it out of this at all. So I took this case, dust. So I took the case and took all the inner workings out of it by unscrewing it, and then put soap and water and cleaned it all up, and same with this, and it cleaned up pretty good. Now you can see it's not supposed to be all bubbly like that. It's supposed to be smooth, but that's age. Now I have it plugged in, so let's turn this on. Wrong one. Let's turn it on. And let's see. This might be really loud, but if you can hear it slowly come to life. Now this one I got at a local antique store. If I were to show the back of it, you probably won't be able to see the glow, so I don't know why I'm bothering to show you the back of it. And there it is. Love that sound. It sounds really cool. I think so. You might like it too. Turn it down quite a bit. Let's see if there's any. I won't have it on for much longer because it's getting warm. I can feel it. I'm already feeling warm because I'm covered in fur. There's an antenna I have for it, but it's not on because it's kind of annoying. Just from that being on there, it's not warm yet, but it gets warm fast, very much so. Now that's good enough for the Zenith radio, which I'll just show the back of it. Let's see where one of these, one with the A, you put something there for an antenna, and hopefully you'll be able to hear it better, but currently I don't have that attached. Now let me put this back. Alright, now this next one I wasn't originally going to add, but since we have the time, I might as well. This is a steaming iron. This one being from my grandparents. I think this one's from like the 60s, I believe. Now you would plug it in. I'm not going to plug it in, of course. And you would pour water in it somewhere. Like maybe, not sure exactly, but somewhere you would put water in it. I'm pretty sure at least. Don't quote me, yeah. Somewhere you put water in it because this would squirt, squirting very hot water if it was plugged in. And you turn it on with this little dial here. Turn it on, wait for it to get warm. You don't hold it by this because that gets really hot. And you probably, I think you put like another thing on top of this. On the back it says Proctor Citation, which I guess that's the model. This was from the grandparents. This was always on display there. And whenever my grandparents' house was starting to fall apart before my grandma moved to a newer house, they took this here and quite a few other things before they demolished the house. I don't know where you would pour the water, honestly. Now right here there's a little switch that says steam and something else that I can't read. Dry. Okay. Right there's a it says tempo guide. Has guidelines for stuff. And it says dry, acetates, acrylics, just different things. Dry B, polyesters, stuff. I can't really understand what that means. Might just be different languages. I don't know. And then B for steam zone. So for different, like A for acetates, B for polyesters, stuff like that. Steam zone. But yeah, this is then whenever it's not being used, you'd lay it like that. You can see just by the condition of it why I don't have gloves on for stuff like this, because it's dirty. Now I put this one back. I remember this being, like I said, on display at my grandma's house for the longest time. Still remember something like that. See the really old plug. Actually, my radio has a very old plug as well. And here's the plug for the radio. You can see it looks so much so much more dangerous than the modern plugs. I'm glad they changed them. Might add 1 or 2 more extra cameras just to get it linked up longer. This camera is one of the oldest ones I have. It's made by Kodak, called a Brownie. A Brownie, not a Bromney. Yeah, this also takes film that they don't make anymore. At least I don't think. Actually, no, they do. No, I think some places do. You take it out and take it apart. This is a Kodak number 2A, I believe it is. It's kind of hard to find stuff online about it. Hold on until I get this open. As you can see, I painted my nails for the video. Now there would be a little lens in the back here on my fingers, but that broke in shipping, sadly, when I bought this lens. Now you put the film on the top, run back around here, along the bottom, and along to this wooden dial. Now I don't think I said this was this exact model. No, they made them from like early 19, like from like 1911 to 1930 something. I forget the exact year. This exact one, from different design features, is made for somewhere in between 1911 and 1917. As you can see along the top here, there's some, it looks to be leather. Let's see it. I'm going to bring it back a lot because it's going to be a little bit loud. And let's see if it works. Last time I did it, it was having trouble getting stuck. Oh, there it is. Now I might have to turn that down quite a lot. And once you put your film in it, put your film here, and when I come on, yeah, that's not too fat. That's very squeaky, and that's not very relaxing. Need put it back together, as so. If I can manage to do it. Yep. Need close these. And these were on later ones. Actually, I'll show you because I have a later model. On these, they got a little more strong. And then right here, you have your. Back. Show you really close. Yeah, you can't see it, of course. I'm sorry, I'm rusty with this, I guess. I'll turn it down quite a bit, so yeah, it's open. As you can see through it. And that's how you change the different. Now, for like more modern cameras, I don't have a modern camera to show. The newest one I have is that one from the 60s, right here. But I do have one from like a later camera that I've used before, the Anthrocon. Usually or I'm sure you've seen actual cameras. There's a dial which adjusts how much light goes in. This doesn't have a dial because these were made so simply. Also, I don't know the exact year this was made because they didn't put serial numbers on them because they made so many millions of these. You can see there's a little completely leather handle. I won't be holding it by it. You can see how you would, like, there's like a least amount of light, a little bit more light, and so then the rest of the light. Yeah, turn it. I would use that. And that's the Kodak. Now let me make some noises because I haven't really been making much noises because not much you can do that's relaxing. But this one I can because it has some nice texture to it. Let's turn that so you can. if you hear it at all. And a little dial on the side. Now let me get the newer one I have of this. But actually, I decided to grab two of the different cameras. This is a later model. There would be a big golden emblem here, but for some reason that's missing. I think someone decided to take it at some point. I don't know why. But this one was made 1933, just 1933, because this is a special like 100-year anniversary version. So they put a bunch of brass to make it look all shiny. This is what later ones look like. It's pretty much identical to the non-special edition version. It's just they would usually be like black, and that would all be silver instead of brass. Like the switches. That's a little bit loud, so I have to turn down quite a bit. See if you can see it flicking in the light. Just about. Now, that's quite a bit of this video I might need to edit out, which would suck, but yeah. When we open up, you have to turn this so this comes out. I don't think it's a good one. Very similar to the other one. This is metal instead of wood because this is a lot later. This is a later Kodak number 2 it looks like. That's for the 1933 version. Also, one is going to be kind of difficult because it has a little broken thing inside. This one was made 1933 to 1941, and as you can tell, it's a Target Brownie 616. I'll be very careful with how I move this, because as you see on the side of it, there would be a lens here, and that lens is broken off. I gotta fix that at some point. And the lens is on the inside. I have it laying inside there. Now you can see. Actually, you can't because it's dirty. But you would take a photo, you would have to look down. You have to look down at it. Now, for taking this one off, it's a little more difficult. Just have to lift this up here, and then I'll shift it to the inside too. Yeah. You have to open that and then lift this up on top and slide it out. That was a little bit loud. You can see on the inside. You can see the broken piece. Like the lens. One upside down and the lens. Hi. And this is looking through the lens. I'll flip it around. I'm just being silly now. This would go on the side here, but it doesn't work, so they're kind of broken, so you can't actually put it on the side. There. You would see you put the film on the top here, and that'd come around that little roller around there, around the back, and onto the bottom. You can see some stuff on the side, if you could read that. Maybe if I have it upright. Oh, that's not. See? Kodak 616 film. Eastman Kodak Company. Now, I believe Kodak might still be in business. I'm not sure. It's getting a little bit loud. Yeah, I might have to edit that out. I'm gonna put the lid back on. First, let's put the. Actually, I'll do that and I'll be back. Actually, real quick, there's a mirror that would be on it. Ooh, that's an idea. I could do like that. Look up here. That's what it reminds me of. Anyway, I'll be back. I decided it'd be a lot easier to put it on, not on camera. You like how like the front of it looks like all that gold and stuff like that. Let's put this one back. Now for the last camera I have, this one is one of the oldest that I have here. Next to that one that's from 1911 to 1917. This is a vest pocket Kodak. They made these from, one second. They made these from 1912 to 1935. This was allegedly, there is some debate whether or not it's true or not, but this was advertised as the soldier's camera. And for all you people that like history like I do, if you've seen an image from World War I, there's a decent chance it was taken with one of these. Not this exact one, because this exact one was made in 1922. And I believe, like 1918, I believe, they changed the original smooth metal to this. You can see that like this crackly metal. See a bit of rust on the back of it, but well, it's actually not rust, it's just some scraping off, because it is old. Now you would, in order to take film, you'd have to, that's already, which side it is there. Put the film on, you'd take that off. This little thing. And there we go. And this is off. Now if this is, I think they might still make the film on this. I can't remember. But here you can see on the inside. One side you would put your film, on the other side there would be a reel, but mine's missing it. And it would go along the back here. I'll put this back on and I'll open it up. Definitely had that super output out. Now for opening this, it's very easy. You just put a finger here and a finger on the other side. There's little lips where you hold, and you just open it. No, I can't remember. I think this one isn't entirely intact, so it might not work. I don't think it'll work. I can't remember exactly. Let's find out. You unscrew this back here. Well, you can. You're not really supposed to. And no, it looks like it might be intact. But along the back, you can see. Make some noises while I'm trying to put this back on it. Okay. And here you'd be able to see the film. I'm guessing there would probably be numbers on it. Then right here, open this up, and the film would be across this area here. And you take this pen out, and you could actually, there'd be a little area where you can write onto it, and you could actually like take this little pen, it's not really a pen, it's just a little piece of metal, and scratch into the film, like saying like the date and all that. Actually, let's make some writing noises with it. Yeah. And once you're done, this back in and close this up. And if I've actually taken the photo, there's right here, little thing. Now this one's kind of odd because a lot of cameras you look like this, you like look through like this. This one you can't. You have to look sideways. You can see this little mirror, and you would look through that mirror. You can kind of see my wall. So you can like hold it like down like this kind of, or some, I believe. And whenever I take the photo, I'm only going to take it this once or twice because this one gets stuck. And it worked. I don't want to keep doing it because it is 102 years old. Like, I'm pretty sure it says 1922. And like here's a little kickstand. And on the back of the kickstand, you have your serial number. Of course, it's gonna make me a liar. See? Right there. And you can easily find serial numbers online with all the cameras like this, which is a cool thing. Let me just... a cool little scissor thing, whatever you call it. And there's the best pocket Kodak. Actually, let's show you one right here. And you see these two little things. I don't know if you, I don't think you would really see that. When is that? Right here. Yeah, I don't think you would see this, but let's try either way. Yeah, maybe you can see a little adjustments, see how much light's in it. I don't want to do that too much. It's age. Let's see what that says. Oh, that's it. That changes how long it takes a photo for. The exposure amount. Not sure if that's supposed to be. I think it just got stuck. And that right there is why I don't mess with it much. It gets stuck fairly easily. There we go. Wait. Actually no, it's supposed to be like that. Anywho. Let's close this window back up. And let's see if there's any other things. Because I'm completely out of objects I have lined up. Now, I'll be back and let's see if there's anything else I want you to see. Actually, I found one more camera. I really could end it now because I'm already at almost an hour. I never realized. Here's an August G3, I think. I think it's an August G3. I believe so. This one being from the 1940s. Click this up and then turn the volume down a lot, so I'm not bossing in this. There you go. Okay. And then right here is just how you adjust your focus. Pretty cool. There's like 2 gears. I do have another one of these. That's a later model that was actually in the attic of the house. The house I grew up with. I grew up at. It's like the one. There would be a flashlight here, but I don't have it with this one. I wish I had the other one with me because it has this and also has a full-on case, but I don't have that with me currently, so I don't know why I bothered to say it. I'm sorry. Okay, take this off. Now I'm gonna need to open this. I'm not gonna have you hear it because it's gonna be loud. I know it is. Okay. I was wrong. That was actually completely silent. You can see inside of it. I'm going to turn it down so you can see the camera. So you can see it taking what it look like when it's taking a photo. And I highly doubt you could see that. It's probably way too fast. But you can see put the film right here, right across here, and along this one. No, I don't remember. I don't remember exactly what year this one was made. I just remember it being from the 40s. Actually, I'll be back whenever I find out when it was made. Actually, I was incorrect. It's a C3, not a G3. I don't know where I got the G from. But this one was made in 1956. They made it from 1939. They made it from 1939 to 1957. And this was 1956. I like the way it looks with the black and silver. It looks really good. Now, I think that should be good enough for this one. I put the leather back on it, and I'll help you relax for a few minutes. Now that I'm done rambling. I have quite a few other things, but they're not to hand, and this video is already long enough. Let me put this down. Okay. Let me just relax you for a bit. We can give you a big hug. I'm not putting my audio by sound a little different because I'm up on the microphone. So hopefully I'll make it sound quite good. I think I've already mentioned it before. There's one more thing. I'll probably make it long, and this thing is the newest thing that I'm going to be showing. It's not even really old, but I got it for Christmas, so I think I should show it. And that's this. From Star Wars. It's a... Yeah, I forget exactly what it's called. E5. So my memory is really bad today, I guess, apparently. Now I'm not going to press the button because it does have batteries in it, and it does make noise. Actually, I'm just going to be completely silent for the next few seconds. So if you want to see it, you can. Anyway, yeah. It's the most recent, newest thing I have here. From 1999, so it's still older than me. Let me put it back and get back to relaxing. Yeah. Okay. I'm quite out of breath because I've been talking so much. It's going to go in and put balls back on. I'm not sure if you're still awake. Actually, I don't know if you can notice that from speaking any differently, but I think I might be a little bit on it. But recently, since I don't think I've mentioned this on camera at all, but now that I came out to it with real life friends and stuff like that, I think I should say here. But as of Valentine last year, I was actually, for the first time in my life, able to truly, I started realizing at the convention, now this is going to get quite serious here for a minute, but I realized that I've never truly been myself. I've just always been acting a certain way around people because I felt like I had to. And it took time for me to realize the truth that I don't know who I am, honestly. But I've been thinking a lot recently since then, and I think I've started to realize that I'm non-binary on the spectrum of non-binary, at least. I'm still trying to figure out what I am exactly. I believe I may be gender fluid. I'm not entirely sure yet, though. I'll keep you posted whenever I figure out who I am. Anyway, enough of being serious. Let's get back to relaxing. I do plan on, at some point in the future, making a kind of gender dysphoria comfort video, because now that I know what that's like, I know how absolutely terrible it is. So if any of you are dealing with that like I am, then it will be alright, okay? It will be alright. Because I know I will find out who I am, and I'm sure you will too. But that's, it's important that you relaxing and you getting a good night's rest if that's what you want to do. I'm trying to make this a few minutes longer, just so I can get this video to about an hour. Minutes out of it. And I do have another old thing right here. It's an old typewriter, but it's off camera and it's heavy, so I'm not going to do it. But this one is an Underwood No. 5. If you've seen a typewriter before, if you picture a typewriter, I'm sure you're picturing an Underwood. It's pretty much like the very famous looking typewriter. It's either Royal 10 or an Underwood No. 5 are the two that you'd probably think of whenever you see them. This one being in 1928. I very well could add. I have like one or two old things up there. An old like army helmet and an old Ukrainian hat, but that's things I'm talking about. That's it. You come a little closer. How nice it was. Let me grab one. Right. Probably have quite a bit of work to do on this video, honestly. should be long enough. I hope you're nice and relaxed. Or if you're just using it for background noise, or actually, if you're using this video to sleep, I hope you're asleep. If you're using it to relax, I hope my rambling was able to make you nice and relaxed. And I hope I'm not gone for like 2 months again like I was. I'm just having trouble with my main reason why I'm not making videos, and this isn't an excuse. I've just been having a lot of trouble figuring out ideas to make videos. So if you have any ideas, feel free to leave them down in the comments, because I'm kind of running out of ideas. I have like one video I know I'm going to make at some point, and a few other videos I want to make, but they're I kind of can't make them currently until I have like a good camera. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment for some suggestions for videos or feedback. If you did enjoy and you're new, go ahead, subscribe, click the notification icon to be notified when I make an ASMR video. If you really enjoyed, feel free to support my Patreon if you like. It'd be very nice of you. But if you have an extra $1 or $2 to spend, feel free to give it my way. And I hope you enjoyed. And I'm kind of forgetting my outro. And if you would like to meet my community, feel free to join my Discord. It's down. I'm going to leave it down in the description. Have a good rest of your night, and sleep well. One more hug. There we go. Have a good rest of your night. Bye.